What's up? What's good, my beautiful people? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, take a seat, come sit down. Let's talk about some stuff. All right. I am Nahum Vizakis, the spiritual bodybuilder, and I'm here to give you your weekly energy report. Man, who's feeling this this Venus retrograde? Actually, all these retrogrades, right? It's quite unexpected, strange, intense, beautiful, all wrapped up to a big, big fat bow going on right now. So, what's going on, guys? Thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys. Before we get into it, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers, all my followers, and especially all my opportunity community people. Love you guys very much. We're doing some very powerful work. What's up, Brian? What's up, Vampirism? Vampire, that's a fucking great name. I love it. What's up, Sariana? How you guys doing? Beautiful. So I just got done doing the new moon energies, right? And I had a lot of downloads coming in. So I want to get into these, the energy that it's it is metal as fuck. So I want to get into these energies going on this week because we have some very profound activities going on in the cosmos this week, and the energy that I'm feeling, for some reason, I keep getting the call to talk about addiction. I feel like addiction right now is coming up to the forefront, and a lot of people that are intuitive empaths, sensitives, psychics, mediums, healers, starseeds, indigos, all of us, at one time or another, because we feel so deeply, because the way that we experience energy, we typically we get caught up in some type of addiction. And I did some rapé to clear out my energy, and it's all coming through. So, sorry. Yeah. All right. So addiction. What the way that the Western world defines addiction, I think, is incongruent with what addiction actually is, right? Basically, people turn to addiction when they are searching for a source of love outside of themselves, right? Because they feel used. They feel like they were never loved. They feel like people with abandonment, rejection issues. Okay, and many people this day and age, we've grown up in a society that has promoted that, right? What's up, Crystal? So with that, we have to acknowledge where we're getting sidetracked, and what is that thing, that essential feeling that we try to avoid, that we don't want to feel because it either hurts too much or because we may not even know it's there. We just, right? Escapism is definitely one of the symptoms of it, but there comes a point, and right now is this point, where escapism will no longer work, and running from it is not an option. This Jupiter-Pluto conjunction going through here, we're coming into the second of three now here in a couple weeks. This energy is going to be very profound, especially here in the next month or two. This is sort of like really forcing us to sit in our stuff. So it's like you can attempt to get away from things, but this is looking at the deep wounds within, okay? And we're going to see it and do it through the medium of other people, relationships, right? Especially right now with Venus retrograde. Venus retrograde is all about looking at the aspects of our relationships that that deep down we want to be better, we want to fix, and whatever karmic aspects that we have to learn from that, we have to honor that. So that can be very confusing, especially right now with the Venus square to Neptune. These addictive natures can come into play. Now, addiction is not just being a crackhead or being addicted to heroin or alcoholism. Okay, so we can be addicted to work. We can be addicted to sex. We can be addicted to being right. We can be addicted to needing to be around people. We can be addicted to taking other people's energies. Okay, this goes way deeper. And a lot of this stuff is buried under the conscious mind. And with this new moon coming up this week in Gemini at 2 degrees, 4 minutes of Gemini, this is all about seeing where we want our relationships to be. And it's also trine over to Jupiter and Pluto. Now, Jupiter right now is at 27 degrees. Today it's at 27 degrees, 11 minutes. Pluto is at 24 degrees, 51 minutes. So Pluto is basically still at 25 degrees, and Jupiter is just about at 26 degrees. So they're literally only a little over a degree apart. So they're essentially conjunct now. It's just going to become exact about a month. But, you know, this conjunction going retrograde before, when they were both going forward, right? It was the external world that changed between, you know, COVID and with, what's up, Scarlett? Pleasure to see you here. With COVID, what was going on in the world, breakups happened, businesses crashed, all this shit on the outside just went, you know, changed. Okay. It may have been good, may have been bad. I know a lot of people are actually doing really, really well right now. Okay. And, you know, are having other types of challenges going on in their lives. And other people have to completely reinvent themselves. Okay. Everything is unique to everybody depending on where they're at to learn the lesson that they need to learn, you know, karmically. And with that, these addictive natures can come up in some very funny ways. But the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction now going retrograde, it's all about, okay, before when it conjuncted, happened all out here. Okay, now it happened all here. Now our external world has changed. All right, now we have gone into this new chapter. And now that we're in this new chapter, now it's about reconfiguring and rewiring within. So the vision that I got, especially this week, is we're going to have many moments like this. Have you ever had this situation where you're like sitting around with your friends? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, well, you know, you're debating, talking back and forth. And then suddenly, oh my God, something just pops in your head, the dots connected, and you realize that, wow, I see how I participated in this to create my own shit. Holy crap. I see what I'm doing. I'm seeing what I'm doing to sabotage. I'm seeing how I'm playing the victim. I see how I've, you know, hurt this person, done this to that person. I'm seeing it. Now, seeing it's awesome because it needs to happen in order to grow. But seeing it can also be like, oh, fuck me. And I've had a few of these experiences, trust me. You know, I've made probably every mistake that a human being can make, but I've learned from them. And that is where, you know, when you have this realization, that other part of the addiction can come into play, where you beat yourself up. Oh man, I'm such a shitty person. I suck at this or that and blah, blah, blah. That's that Gemini energy. And we are coming in very powerfully to this new Gemini energy. Now the node is in there. We have Mercury, we have Venus, the sun's about to go in there. Okay. And, you know, and we're going to have the new moon in Gemini. So this is like coming into like, wow, I see it. And now I have to go deeper to reconfigure and restructure my foundation so that I can set things in stone. Now, I've also noticed that a lot of healers, a lot of empaths, especially a lot of people in my opportunity community, I've been seeing this a lot in our community because we are helping to facilitate this growth exponentially. We're all growing very, very quickly. Okay. And it's good, but it's intense. It's like, whoa, right? And then you connect, you're like, right, yay. And then it's like, whoa, and it just rinse and repeat over and over again. But as we grow, right, the people in our reality, the people in our worlds, they feel the difference. It's like a dissonance that goes on, and they get curious. And when they get curious, they start to ask questions. And just that curiosity alone can be enough to crack the shell and wake them up. And it's happening to a lot of people now. That's on one side. The other side, people are cracking and they don't know what to do with it. People that are not in touch with their spirit, they're going away. And unfortunately, that's part of, you know, what's going on here. So, you know, with that, we have to be aware and cognitive and present with ourselves to not beat ourselves up, to embrace this new depth, this new power. But this new power comes with this new responsibility of a healthy detachment. That's the Aquarius energy. Okay. And Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, we're going back a little bit to like take in this new, okay, I have to detach from this old self. And this new moon is going to really help us to see the areas where we have to detach from this old self, because we have this new, it's like this old self is moving out, this new self is moving in. And we're in this new self now, but it's still shifting, it's still transforming, it's still very confusing, it's still very internal. And this entire retrograde season is about shifting that old, like passing the baton, all right? We are shifting the baton or passing it along to our new highest vibrational self. It's activating the healer within. It's activating the, intuitive within. It's activating, like, you may be getting weird sensations like hands vibrating, a lot of ascension symptoms. I know my left foot has been freaking killing me. I don't know what the hell really happened, but like, it's the energy where there's anything stuck, it's going to move through it. Okay. So as we move through this energy, it's going to feel like you're being pulled in this direction, but you don't know where, because we do have the Pluto and Jupiter quincunx right now to the north node, and that's going to be quincunx for a while. Okay. So, with this energy, it's like you feel something, but it's elusive. You can't quite put your finger on it. You don't know where. And then, of course, we also have the Venus and now Mercury in Gemini, and it's basically squaring over to Neptune. So with Mercury in its home sign of Gemini, which is great, Mercury's powerful there, coming up to Venus is retrograde, Venus is internal, Venus is trying to figure out we're getting that divine feminine activated within, and we're starting to learn how to receive. We're starting to learn how to nurture ourselves, or we're accepting and seeing where we have to take care of ourselves in these different ways in order to nurture this new self that is growing and evolving. I can tell you what, I've been noticing that I'm much more sensitive to foods lately. Like I want to fast like all the time. And whenever I eat food, I feel heavier. Now, and I've actually been getting the intuitive guidance lately that I need to chill out on the meat. I'm actually may start joining the whole, vegan crew, but I will get my biome retested to see where it's at, because that is what I really gauge my nutrition based on, my microbiome. That's the single most important thing, because your microbiome is your second brain, right? And you have to have that second brain communicating clearly with your regular brain. Okay. So we're starting to feel that calling, but we don't necessarily know where it's coming from. And as we're feeling the calling, we're revisiting old traumas. We're revisiting old feelings, experiences, and things that are subconscious or have been suppressed, that they need to come up. They can't come with us to this new place. Okay. So, all right. Good shit, Robin. Today, in fact, we have Taurus at 29 degrees, so it's at a master number. So this Taurian energy is fairly heightened, and then today into tomorrow, we're having the dark moon in Taurus. So we're gonna be a lot of like weird like disconnectedness going on. We have to be careful about falling into that addictive nature, because when we're stressed, when there's like lack of stimulus, or when there's too much stimulus, that can push us into these old patterns, these old feelings, experiences, thought forms, ways that we used to be, that are going to test us. And that's the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. It's almost like it's the tempting can come in a way where it's almost like it gives you the feeling like you're going to be able to relax for a second. Okay. But this relaxing is going to bring you back into a bad, a counterproductive thought form or experience in some way, shape, or form. So we want to be careful of that. Okay. Crying, Leslie. Yes. All this random crying is most definitely normal right now. Fuck. I'll be like listening to a YouTube video and I'll start crying out of nowhere, or just I'll think of someone, or I'll feel someone's energy and the waterworks start coming on, but there's no like deep sadness with it. Like once you learn how to healthily detach, those emotions have to flow, right? We feel other people's emotions and experience these things, but that healthy detachment allows us to feel it, but still hold our boundaries and not get attached or sucked up into it. And that sucked up into it feeling, that is the addiction. That attachment and addiction are one and the same. Okay. So we have to release these attachments maybe to the feeling. What's up, Jess? We have to release these attachments to these feelings, to these experiences, and these almost like this vision in our mind of how we thought things were going to be, or how we really want things to be. As long as we're holding on to that certain vision of what we thought it was going to look like, or what we want it to be like, that's what's going to keep us from allowing this new version of us to sort of take up embodying our spirit and our energies. So yeah, this whole retrograde season is all about finishing up karmic patterns, like learning the fundamental, deepest part of the lesson, and then taking that lesson, embodying it, and solidifying these emotional boundaries, because we're going to need this shit. We're like, the X-Men in fucking school right now, getting ready, for the biggest, I don't want to say fight, because I don't see this as a fight. I see us as leading the way into this new vibration. Because we know, we see it, we feel it, we know what a new earth should look like, right? This Christ consciousness, this feeling that this coming from our heart space, and all this nasty evil crap, it's coming up and it's coming out. It's always been there, but we're just becoming way more aware of it now. And these rabbit holes are just going to keep going and going and going. All right. So we are the ones that have to rise above this and shift our focus, not on fighting the old, but on creating the new, right? We are all the warriors. Exactly. And we need to step into that, like not feeding the negative energy, not feeding into this, like, tit for tat, bittering and backering. Fuck that shit. We're here to raise the vibration and raise consciousness. So we do that through sharing, experiences of what we have going on. We do that by sharing the knowledge and wisdom that we've gained through going through our experiences, right? Because if you look at the so-called experts out there, like some of the leading experts are some of the like the health experts in the world. They're some of the most unhealthiest people. When you look at them, you can feel their energy. It's fucking nasty. And then and we realize that, hey, look, the proof is here in the pudding. Stop listening to what they say. Look at what they do. Look at the energy. Look at feel it. You can feel it. And when you pay attention to that feeling and you trust it fully, that's when, okay, I respectfully am not going to look your way. I'm going to look this way, and I'm going to focus within, because I know that I can actually help people. So the people that really want to help people, we are those people. And we are here to share that knowledge and wisdom and experience with others so that they don't have to go through the same level of bullshit that we had to go through, right? And that's sort of like how we pass this on. And this week with these of course, the big thing this week is the new moon in Gemini. I'll be after this live, I'm actually going to be posting that new moon video, so you can check it out on YouTube. And please go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate it. And go to my website, spiritualbodybuilder.com, and check out my opportunity community. I think you guys will love it. It's awesome. We're doing this amazing 4-week transformation protocol, and we're changing many, many lives. So today and tomorrow, and most of the 21st into the early part of the 22nd, we're going to be having this dark moon. So emotionally, energetically speaking, we're going to feel off. We're going to feel a little bit disconnected. That's sort of what a dark moon is. It's like right before it comes into a new moon. It's that darkness before dawn, right? It's that last point where and they say it's darkest before dawn. So it's like that darkest point of whatever it is that you're going through, and don't get sucked into that. Don't get, taken away from that lack of supportive feeling, because that's basically, it has to regroup, reorganize, come back. And, deep down, it's always going to be there. Okay. But this energy is going to be very cerebral. It's going to be you're going to want to figure it out. And that's the trick here, because the moment you think you have it figured out, it's be like, sorry, dude, plot twist, whole lot of plot twisting going on. All right. So just be prepared for the plot twists. And now we have Uranus at 8 degrees of Taurus as well. And let's see here. We have Mars in Pisces. Mars not really happy in Pisces. Okay. That's like the warrior that wants to get shit done and wants to make shit happen is swimming in the sea of emotion. It's warriors like compartmentalize that shit. So we got to be careful of that. But the good thing is, here's a good thing, that Chiron is not conjunct Lilith anymore. So Lilith is moving on. They've done their work together. So that's going to release a little bit of this vulnerable feeling. All right. We're going to be feeling a little more confident. And, we're getting back out. Like they're starting to open things up. And, people are starting to come to their senses and, starting to live a little bit normal again. And, but with that, okay, let's look at the bigger picture of that too. Okay. Saturn in Aquarius. Aquarius is all about connection and about like the humanitarian effort. It's about technology. It's about long distance travel. Okay. It's about community and getting together. Saturn is restriction. Okay. So with Saturn being retrograde now, going back into Capricorn, it's like lightening up the restrictions on all this bullshit. Okay. But as it goes into Capricorn, is basically going to be, they're basically assessing, reorganizing how the masses are going to respond. And they're going to get ready for when Saturn goes back into Aquarius at the very end of this year. When it gets to 0 degrees of Aquarius again, it's going to be conjunct Jupiter. Now, whenever Saturn is conjunct Jupiter, okay, happens every 20 years. And the last time Saturn conjunct Jupiter was 9/11. The time before that was when AIDS was discovered. So, and if you look back every 20 years, some massive tragic event that changed the world again, okay, has happened. And that is when Saturn will be going back into Aquarius. So you can bet that there's going to be another big heaping pile of bullshit, okay? And that's why we have to do the work now. We have to create the foundations and the communities and the structures and figure out new ways to communicate because of all the censorship and all the crap going down. We have to be able to stand on our own 2 feet with the community of people that we love and care about, okay? Because this shit is not just going to be over, okay? Starting next year, okay? We have Saturn, the planet of constriction and control and suppression, square for about 2 years to the revolutionary spirit of Uranus. Now, that square, okay, is coming into its 3rd quarter square. Whenever there's a Saturn-Uranus either square or opposition or conjunction, that's, again, another very common rebellious, like that. I think in 1965 was Saturn was conjunct Uranus in Cancer, right? So there's going to be this battle between the rebellious ascension, like changing the world energy, and the controlling, I want to keep it the same power dynamic from the elite, the deep state, whatever you want to call it. So this is where we must stand in our power and come together, as a family, like as a soul family, and really put in the work with love, okay? Revolutionizing, evolving past pain, past fear, past suffering, okay? We don't need any more of that shit. We've had enough. But we have to stand in our own true power with our solid boundaries and our will and heart to stand up for what we believe in. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right? And a lot of empaths, a lot of sensitives, a lot of us, we tend to be a little passive aggressive. We tend to be a little, I hold on to energy, like I take this all on, I can't get out there. That shit we need to fucking get over. All right, time to toughen up. Time to man up, woman up, honestly, okay? This is being a spiritual warrior, okay? And we're going to get a little taste of that too here when Mars comes and conjuncts Neptune in a few weeks, okay? So now, look, when I say a warrior, when I say like, man up or woman up, I'm not saying like you have to be, in boot camp being a drill sergeant. Some people need that kind of, stimulus to get them going. Some people don't. So that's why you need accountability from people that you know and trust. And that is why we need to create these soul communities. Okay. That's exactly why I created the opportunity community. All right. It's exactly what we do. And, with that creation, well, flow with the way things are. Yes. But also we have to create the new. So you can't just flow with and create the new at the same time. And because the way the energies are, it doesn't quite work that way. And I'm not saying fight the old, but I'm saying that in order to be able to create something new, we have to go off the beaten path and stand in our knowing for the things that we're afraid to do, okay? And when we're facing our fear, there's not a whole lot of flow in that facing the fear, okay? So that's where some of these mottos that, the spiritual community lives by can be a little, counterproductive and counterintuitive, okay? So we have to stand up, and Jupiter and Pluto is sort of calling us and forcing us to do that. All right. So Robin, you are so fucking much stronger and more powerful than you realize. And the reason why you feel that way is because you're standing in your vulnerability, which is your power right now. Okay, so remember that. And that's what it feels like when we're facing this shit. You feel when you are the most powerful, when you're in that place that is creating or birthing your deepest level of power and strength, is when you're in that place where you don't know if you can take it anymore, where you feel so vulnerable and lost that you don't know how to make it through, because eventually you do make it through. And when you get past it, when you've already felt that feeling like you just don't know how to keep going, but you just keep taking one step at a time, that is when you shift from walking in fear to walking in faith. When you walk in faith, you just like, you know what? I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that I have to take one more step and one more step. And you live in that place of taking one more step, right? And every step, you get a little more confident. You get a little more sure. You get a little more encouragement. Then each step brings other people, other support, other places. I can't tell you how long I walked each step on my own without any support, without any understanding of what the fuck's going on, with everything in my life crumbling and falling apart, right? You'll be there until you don't even think about it anymore. It doesn't even matter, because you've been there for so long that it's like a part of life. And then all of a sudden, when you accept that at the deepest level, when it becomes a part of life, and you're like, okay, this is part of life, that's when it just fades away. That's when it's, oh, okay. Who would have thunk? When I stop figuring it out, or when I stop trying to figure out, or I stop fighting it, or I stop trying to guide myself, and I just go one step at a time, that's where the answer is. 100%. This is the human journey, okay? And right now we are in a very intense aspect of this human journey. So on the 23rd, we have the moon that's going to be conjuncting Venus and Mercury, and then finally the North Node. So this is going from this new moon, getting this clarity, these aha moments. Now it's going to take it to another level with this Venus, because it's also going to square Mars, going to square Neptune, and it's going to eventually square Chiron. So then the moon's like, okay, we just worked through this shit. We just got this clarity. We just got this understanding. Here's some more shit. Here's some more depth. Here's some more passionate, driven feelings of going into the future, of creating our destiny, right? And this destined feeling, especially if you're having a nodal return right now, you're going to feel like the universe is calling you to action big time. But even if it's not your nodal return right now, the sensation of destiny is so powerful right now, because it is connected to the Jupiter and Pluto energy. Okay. And then we also have it on 23rd, we have the moon sesquiquadrate over to Pluto and Jupiter, which is maybe some past lives that, if you haven't had like people from the past contacting you yet, you will 100%. And whoever contacts you, or whoever you end up, reconnecting with, there's some kind of lesson to learn there, or some kind of karmic thing that is meant to be faced, worked through, felt, broken, connected, something. Now, so of course, I know I do this all the time, right? When this energy is going on, like you try to figure it out, like, okay, what's going to happen? Where's it going to go? Try not to do that, okay? Because you're not going to know. And if you keep trying to figure it out, you might miss the lesson, okay? Because we can get caught up in the needing to understand why, or how, or when, or what's going on, or what's this meant to be. And especially that's where, if we have attachments, if we're attached to something, then that's when we can get caught up in that attachment, and that's when we can get fucked. Because that attachment during Venus retrograde will surprise the shit out of you once Venus goes direct, especially with this aspect of Neptune square to Venus. Oh man, don't fall in. Bring it on, right? At this point, just don't assume anything. Let things flow. This is where you want to let everything flow, especially when in regards to any relationships right now. Okay, you could be meeting new people. You could be meeting new people that remind you of old people. You could running it back into old people, and it could be for nothing more than a handshake and a smile, or it could be you meet your twin flame or soulmate that wasn't ready before, but they are now, and then you guys fall in love, and and then definitely wait till Venus retrograde is over to get married and stuff. But things like that can happen. The thing is that all these retrogrades are going to trigger these potential attachments from the past. And that past version of us is going, gone. And if we hold on to that, we're going to be going, gone with it. And we're going to be stuck in that place. So do not do it. I beg you, please don't do it. And here's another way that you can realize and see if you're making good decisions for your highest purpose or not. All right. If you start to struggle, and I mean struggle like with energy, struggle with money, struggle with words to say, struggle with keeping your diet on point, then the energy that you're interacting with is not for you. If you should feel elated right now, like around the people, in places and situations. If you're around the right things, you're going to be making more money. You're going to be feeling elated and creative and awesome when you're around, and like safe and protected when you're around the right people. All right. You're going to feel like you can fucking do anything. Okay. Those are the kind of people and situations that you want to surround yourself with. Okay. It's not like, because if it's not a fuck yes, it's a fuck no. You got to chuck that shit in the fucking bucket and say goodbye. Okay. Yeah. Let's get the lessons learned and over with. I feel you, Mel. I fucking feel you. All right. So now we have, of course, the sun is traveling through Gemini, and on the, let's see, on the 22nd, well, no, that was a new moon. Sorry. Okay. So 24th. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's the only way I know how to be. Yeah. Let's see what's going on over here. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that. Yeah. Fuck it, bucket. It's all over the place. Fuck it, bucket, and let that free flag fly, baby. A lot of this is testing the things that suppress who we are, right? So, like months ago, I was in my head and nervous about doing this, and now I'm sitting here like, what the fuck was I nervous about? It's because I was paying too much attention to the external, not the internal. Nah, just being me and letting it flow. So that's what we have. Like whatever's stimulating these responses, play it. Observe your life like a video game. That's what I do with myself. I just observe it like a video game. Okay, choo choo choo. What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, I met this, like, say, like you meet someone new, and you go to shake hands, and there's just a weird vibe. Like, okay, then don't sit there and get all engulfed into it. Be like, okay, I'm honoring the fact that this feeling is there. Don't know what it means. Is it something that I have to look at within myself, or are they just a fucking weird person? Either way, that's all. Thank you. Either way, it's all subjective anyways, right? So you go through the night, and all of a sudden, at one point in the night, oh, that's it. They remind me of so-and-so that used to be a fuckface, and he cheated on, he had sex with my ex-girlfriend or something like that, right? And it brings up this feeling like, oh shit, I still hold on to that, right? Things that you don't even think of that might be just out of nowhere. That's why you cannot try to figure it out, because these things that are held on in our body, in our consciousness, we don't realize that it's there as it is there. It's just, it comes up, we feel weird, and we usually just want to go away from it. No, go into it, but don't get attached to it, right? Yeah. So lots of lessons being learned right now. But the big thing is the big core energy here that we're working with is this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. And this is just really having us be real with ourselves at a super deep level. And it's giving us a deeper desire to explore. This next conjunction point is another mass awakening point. So a lot of people are going to be having another level of, right? A lot more people awakening, and it's the people that are awake, have awakened now, and that are like in this, newer phase of the process that are going to be stimulating the activation in other people around them. Okay. And then it's like layers and layers of people. There's all this shit swarming around for us to grow with and learn from. Okay. And believe you me, like we're seeing it everywhere. You just can't get caught up. And every single time it'll test you. Okay. And the tests will, the deeper you go and the greater your responsibility, the greater your talent, the greater your gift, the greater the challenge, the deeper you go, right? Oh yeah, what's up, Lisa? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so everybody, and look, right now, there's people here from all over the world, okay? Y'all are dealing with different shit in different places, but at the core, look, we all understand this because we are all human beings. So when you realize that we are all connected, right? We are all at the very core, we're all the same. So we don't separate or differentiate ourselves by race, by color, by sexual orientation, by what language we speak or whatever. Like energy is a universal language, all right? We all speak an energy here. You know what I'm saying? That was so gay. Sorry. But so we're all human at the very core. And this is where, like, when people are acting out, because you've been there. Look, and you don't have to say it to them. Like, okay, I see that they're projecting. Okay, because there's a lot of it's projection city out there. It's projection city in Trigger Town. Okay, like there are two cities in the same place in the movie of Inception. Okay, like this is like Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory meets Inception. Okay, meets Trigger Town meets Projection City. It's a fucking shit show, dude. Like that's what Venus retrograde right now is. It's a fucking shit show. So don't think you have it figured out, okay? Don't try to figure it out. Just play it like it's a fucking video game. If you guys have ever done, psychedelics, just pretend like the world's tripping on acid right now. It is what it is. So, and if you got that reference, then everything's going to be okay. Right? So let's just fucking create our reality in our mind. And really, we need the real goal here at the center is really taking the idea that we have in our mind of the reality that we want to have, the optimal reality, and then taking where we are in our world and getting rid of that gap. That's called cognitive dissonance. And that's what we don't want. And a big part of that is acceptance. When you want something that you don't have, you're telling yourself that you don't have it. So as long as you're telling yourself you don't have it, you won't have it. So when you have this idea in your mind of like where or who or how you want to be, you hold it as a place that's already within you. Okay. And you're just waiting for the external manifestation to happen. Right? When you truly, at the very core, believe that, it's just like with money, it's with love, it's with anything. So if you don't chase it, if you just live it within yourself, and you focus on just loving yourself, taking care of yourself, and getting rid of that cognitive dissonance within yourself, that's when you are a magnet for abundance. You are a magnet for healing. You are a magnet for positive energy. You are a magnet for growth. And you will attract everything to you. You don't need to go out there and get it. It will come to you. Okay? So, and then you just have to know how to structure it. So, and all those are skills on and of their own. Okay? I'm not just saying like, okay, here you go. This is like the book, The Secret. It doesn't work that way. This is something that everyone has to work through within themselves. And everybody has a unique wiring system, so to speak. All right, in all the different bodies that we have. And this is the art and the practice of self-mastery. This is learning and understanding how to decrypt the language of the human body, which, ironically, that is the name of my new book, Decrypting the Language of the Human Body. So exciting. It's getting edited and all that stuff now, so it should be out really soon. I'm really excited to get that out to you guys. Super fucking excited. I've been working on that for a long time. So, yeah, a lot of this was channeled, and that's about it. Yeah. So, any guys have any questions? I'm going to take some questions now. Hell yeah. Thanks, Jackie. Tamika, what's up, girl? Scarlett, Lisa, loving intentions. Life is a trip. Life most definitely is a trip. I love it. Well, and we're going to be looking forward. Hey, what's up, Remiology? How much will it? The book is going to be. All you have to do is sign up on my mailing list. It's going to be free, so you don't have to worry about paying for it. I just I'm building a massive mailing list. So, thank you. I feel like that information. That's where, like, if I can give some like tidbits of information and spread the knowledge, then I'm happy to do that. Eventually, like, I'll monetize, other things, but I feel like this is just, I was intuitively guided just to, put this out to create my mailing list and get the information out to more people. So, hell yeah. But don't forget, with letting go, what if someone is attempting to take things from you that shouldn't be theirs? Do you just let it go or fight them? You do neither. Okay. Yeah, money related to money in a divorce, that sucks. And I understand those processes are very, very difficult. So the key is it's not about letting it go or fighting them. It's about accepting the situation in your heart, right? So whenever you even think about the process, I'm sure you get that feeling within, like, fuck, it's a conflict within the self, right? Now, the person that you're doing that with, they are the catalyst for bringing that up within you. And when you can shift your focus to thinking of it that way, and trust me, I know it's not easy because I'm going through a similar situation myself, okay? And it's been the biggest challenge for me as well. We're all human, okay? But this is your test. So it's not about the money. And that's what you have to realize. And it's a little counterintuitive, okay? You follow your gut with the steps that you want to take. Of course, you have to protect yourself. Okay, but you have to step back and observe energetically how you're responding. And once you stop feeding the energy of that response, it's like they want conflict, they come at you like this, and you respond with the same energy. You have to be able to take that trigger and disperse it or transmute it and not return it. And when you do that, it'll fizzle out the flame that they have that's trying to hurt you, if that makes sense. Now, and you have to let go of the outcome to a certain extent. I mean, this is where it's, this is where it gets a little, everyone is individual. Okay. And I could look at your chart. I could look at their chart, and I could look at the synergy chart and kind of see how you could play this as efficiently if you want. So if you're interested in that, go to my website and just look at my astrology readings, or just shoot me a message here and we can talk. Okay. Leslie is struggling with discovering my life purpose. Is there more I can do than meditation? Well, for you, Leslie, I think that you have a lot of gifts that are coming through. Okay. And it's confusing. And so you're having more of an identity crisis. And this identity crisis makes you feel lost. You're going through a period of your dark night. And when you're there, it's not necessarily just about meditating. It's just sort of accepting the feeling that you have within. And I know that that's not the easiest answer right now, but you're connecting to this. You're doing the right things. And it's about exploring different things that you find soothe your energy in a way. Okay. That is essentially like when I finally stopped trying to figure it out or stop chasing it, that's when it just sort of unfolded for me. And many people I know that have gone through the same process, been for them. Okay. So Miss Smiley, Lisa, you're single for 4 years and do desire a partnership, but no needy rushing way. So with Venus and Gemini with this retrograde, what? Well, I mean, I definitely wouldn't start something with somebody new. I mean, you could, but just realize that it's going to be a learning experience. It's most likely not going to last. Now, that's not always the case. Okay. It could be a past life relationship that comes in, or if someone old comes in and things turn around. But the key is here is that, you don't want to follow your impulses in this energy, because there is something very deep and fundamental to learn with what's going on. All right. Being that I naturally have Venus in Gemini. Oh, so you're going through your Venus return. Okay, so this is going to be starting a whole new chapter, if you will, of how you're going to come into relationships. Okay, so a lot of new stuff could be coming in just with Venus retrograde. Remember that you're going to be learning stuff, and you might have rose-colored glasses on. So what you want now may not be what you want in a couple months. Okay, what if you're attempting to manifest something in your natal chart conflicts that wish? What if you're attempting to manifest something in your natal chart, and something in the natal chart conflicts with that wish? Well, I don't think that is ever the case, period. I think that there are certain ways that we have to learn, and certain planetary aspects are more difficult, right? Because that's the way that part of our consciousness has to learn. If it's a square or an opposition or a quincunx, it's going to be like pressurization into a diamond. Okay. And this is all about accepting that part of you. So if just with you saying that something in your natal chart conflicts with your wish, that is saying that you're not accepting a part of yourself, because your natal chart is you, right? So if you think about it from that way, then you realize that this is a part of you that is fighting with yourself, that you need to let go of that conflict. And once you let go of the conflict, boom, again, acceptance all the way down to the bone. Yeah. Heather, when I was going through it, I wished I had never existed. But once you're past the dark night, I just told someone today how grateful I am for the experience of it. I have to agree 100%. No, I was in the dark night. I was in my dark night, and I'm actually, I want to do something with this too. Either writing a book would be too plain. I actually kind of want to do a documentary, but we'll see if that happens. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to make a documentary, because my life has been fucking crazy, man. When you're in the dark night of the soul, mine lasted on and off for a good 10 years. Okay. It was a fucking nightmare. I never thought I was, for a long time, I thought I was never going to come out of it. I thought that this is just going to be my life forever. And it wasn't until I just accepted. I had to accept everything about myself, everything about what I was doing I had a lot of victim and a lot of self-sabotaging energies that I had to really work through. And once I got humbled, I fucking ate some humble fucking pies in my day. Okay. And, yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, I talk about my experiences all the time, because that's how I relate to everything that's going on, in this. So, just check out my content. Hopefully I'll be able to make a documentary, someday. So where can we find more info on Venus's return? Same situation here as Lisa. Venus and Mercury in Gemini, and do not want to make same mistakes as past. Just go on YouTube. I think Nadia Shah has made some videos about Venus return, or they go into Venus in different signs. If you look up what Venus means in that sign, and then apply it to yourself like tenfold, because your Venus return is basically when it comes back around to the full spot. But that watching videos like that essentially is geared towards that. Okay, but Venus in Gemini is very social. It just likes to figure things out. It likes to be cerebral. It likes to get out there and have fun. It likes to create and build community. Okay, so you just love to connect with people. It's really and you love to learn about yourself through people, which is great. Okay, and with Mercury there too, the communication is even stronger, because Mercury rules Gemini. Right? Yeah, Nadia Shah is awesome. I love her. She has great content. So this experience, these times we're in, it's going to bring up a lot of questions, a lot of deep questions like this. Okay. It's okay, Leslie. I love you. Erica, hey, my partner left and hasn't been back. I think his North Node is in Gemini. Does that mean he's where he's supposed to be? Well, I think you just answered your own question. If a partner leaves and they haven't come back, then they went to where they needed to go for whatever it is they needed. And it sounds like you have an attachment to that. Okay, so let it be what it is. I know that's hard sometimes. Okay, that was hard for me for a very long time, but that feels like a codependency thing going on. So if he's not coming back, ask yourself why you want someone that doesn't want to come back to you. Is that a self-worth, or is that a self-confidence issue? These are the ways that you need to start looking at these things, guys. This is the retrograde energy. So when these energies hit and you see yourself thought process, this thought pattern of doing this, you have to be able to take a step back and be the conscious observer of your own mind and be like, why am I bothered by this so much? Or why does this hurt so bad? Why do I have this attachment? Why don't I believe that I can have someone, better? And trust me, guys, like, everybody has some kind of thing that they don't like about their physical appearance. Like I struggle with that, more than most people. That's why I've worked so hard to keep myself in such great shape. In my younger years, I have Chiron conjunct my ascendant. Nobody beats me up more than me about my physical appearance. But other people look at me like, bullshit, dude, you look fucking great. You're this or that. Okay, thank you for your opinion. But when you don't feel it inside, okay, that's a deep wound within that we have. And then when people all around you start to feed off of that, energy, and that becomes a wall, and instead of a belief system, one's healthy, one's dysfunctional, right? So, I'm an Aquarius moon too. So it's all about healthy detachment. We can't just detach and become aloof. We have to be able to observe it, step back, and attach sort of partially. You're like, okay, I'm here, I'm gonna hold space, I'm gonna do me, but I'm gonna be here for you, and hold space because you're a human being and I love you because we all are the same. And thank you very much, Lisa. I appreciate that. That means a lot. You'd be surprised. I actually don't get a lot of compliments like that. So awesome. I have Gemini moon. I know I have to let it go and do well. That's definitely a big thing too. Whenever you have your moon anywhere, and if you're having something going on emotionally, your moon is your emotional body. So you're learning a deep lesson, especially with Venus retrograde, probably going over your moon. That is a deep lesson in your emotional body about codependency, about letting go, and codependency is a big part of us not loving ourselves, right? So you have to really look at that and just be honest with yourself. And once you are honest with yourself and you stop hanging around the toxic people that are feeding your dysfunctional energies, right? People that are, energetic vampires just sucking the fucking life out of you. You get to these other people, I'm telling you, once you get through that dark night, it's a different world. And the dark night never lasts, There's always a bright day after the dark night. And that is where you were reborn. But we have to go through this purification process, because if I wasn't where I was at now, you guys wouldn't be listening to me, because you wouldn't be feeling me with the authenticity and the sincerity and the humility, okay? You can go back and look at my videos from 2011, 2012 when I was bodybuilding. My energy was totally different. I even looked older, right? It was fucking crazy. So, you guys, we all got to take care of each other. And this is exactly why, we have the opportunity community. So I really encourage you guys, come check out the opportunity community. Go to my website, check it out, sign up. Let's build this foundation together so that we can grow and we can support and we can heal, and then we can continue to open up and to heal, not only just for networking and for connecting and for healing and for growing, but also for making money. Making money, like, financial abundance is also very important too. And through networking and connecting with like-minded people, and I have a few business opportunities for my opportunity community people too. We all network and work together and growing these beautiful things through the passions that we live, that we just automatically do. It's fucking beautiful, right? So yeah, keep doing the inner work, guys. Keep staying centered and grounded, because we're about to go deeper within into this rabbit hole of the structure of our emotions, the structure of our lives. We're going to be breaking it down deeper and deeper, and we're going to be bringing in new relationships. These new relationships will, the stronger and deeper we get, the more tests, the more responsibility is going to come in that is going to be required for the test that we're going to assume. It's like going to the next level of these, video games, and we continue to grow and be like that. And we're going to need this strength. We're going to need this honorable, loving energy that is strong and safe and courageous to go out there to really change the world. Okay. So I'm grateful for you guys for tuning in, thank you so much for being a part of my tribe, for being a part of my family, and for, working with me and helping me grow. Like I couldn't be doing this without you guys, right? Oh, you found me through the Peace Dealer. Hell yeah, that's my super homie. I love that fucking dude. So we all need strength from within, okay? And we have to draw that, in the support from the right people helps a lot, okay? The surroundings that we have, they can either suck us dry and make us more weak, or they can empower us and lift us up. But you have to be willing to step into that empowerment, all right? Your live brought a big smile tonight. Fuck yeah. I'm really happy to hear that, Jackie. Fuck yes. All right. Beautiful. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Really. Thank you. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Please, yeah. And if you like an astrology reading from me, please go to my website. And other than that, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next report. All right. I'll be posting the new moon video after this, so you guys can check that out too. I'll share it on my IG, and it'll be up on my YouTube. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Namaste, baby. Let's see here.